Welcome to Charting Crypto for July 6th. Let's talk about what we've seen over the last many weeks with Bitcoin. And again, Ethereum and many of these other cryptocurrencies will show you the same kind of patterns. But I want to show you from the spot where we saw things peak out on Bitcoin. And when we look at the high on Bitcoin of $69,000, think of all the poor suckers that bought Bitcoin around that level only to have lost their backsides as Bitcoin has gone down. Now, this is the two-day chart. And I want you to pay particular attention to what's happened in the moves. Bitcoin came up, hit its prior high, down and sort of sideways along, started trending up, hit its top, then fell off, slid sideways for 2 weeks, and on the third week started dropping precipitously. Everybody sort of in panic mode, and then it tried to recover, and everybody's like, oh great, it's okay now, it's going to move back up. No, immediately followed by a spinning top and another huge drop down all the way to hitting the 200 EMA on the two-day chart. And then the next 2 days, even, again, booming down with another strong down candle, not hitting as low as it had before, and then moving down, spinning tops, and then up. Oh, it's going to be okay. And then down again, sideways, going through the 200 EMA, down again, sideways, popping up to the 200 EMA, sideways, down again, popping up again, then down again, then popping up and through. Everything's okay now. No, it's not. Sideways, down, sideways a little bit under the 200 EMA, down, precipitous drop, then down, and then, of course, the latest big drop we saw on the two-day chart. And then what's it done now? It's sliding sideways. It's done that most recently starting after the big drop on May the 11th, that two-day candle. It slid sideways until June the 10th and then dropped off again. Now since June the 18th, it's been sliding sideways. Hasn't hit that prior low. Has it bottomed out yet? Can't tell you. I can tell you that when we look at the weekly chart, we can see again, it hasn't hit the low it hit during the week of June the 13th. Now, it plumbed well low, and then, of course, hasn't hit that low since then, but has been trending down. And, of course, for that week on June the 13th, it punched through the 200 EMA that it only touched back on May the 9th. So again, as we look at Bitcoin, we have no semblance of anything stopping. So what are we looking at? Well, we hope it's going to make a bottom. We hoped it would make a bottom around this area back in December. Hoped it would make a bottom in this area in January through March, on into April when it started moving up. And then, of course, just a hammering down for these last 4 weeks. Maybe, and we saw another place where maybe before it penetrated the 200 EMA on the weekly chart. Remember, that's 400 weeks is what that exponential moving average is showing you. Before it penetrated that, it went sideways too from mid-May rather, through mid-June, and then dropped again. So has it finally bottomed out? Can't tell you that. Nobody can tell you that. Oh, there's people who might be saying it. What can they base it on? Well, they can't base it on any chart. We can look at the chart. You can see it as well as I can see it. Do you see anything stopping this? I don't see it anywhere. Now, is it going to stop here? It may. If it does stop here, what will we see? Well, of course, the first thing we will see is on this, and this, again, has scrunched up quite a bit. I'll spread it out a little bit so you can see it. First, it'll move solidly through the 200 EMA on the half-day chart. It'll also then turn around the two-day chart, which will have a ways to go, as you can see, before it gets anywhere near the 200 EMA. Once it penetrates that, of course, we will be looking around that time for hopefully the weekly chart to, again, repenetrate the 200 EMA moving up, and would give us the ability to feel much better about Bitcoin. But until we at least have that half day moving in the right direction and clearing the 200 EMA, we ain't got nothing. And we'll see it as it's happening. We'll watch it as it builds, as it moves up. And what can you do? You can look at the past and you can see what Bitcoin did to move up, how it moved up, how it progressively moved up. And of course, digested some of the gains. All you had was spinning tops there. We're all the way back in January of 2021. And of course, you see this growing. Look how the candlesticks grew, leveled off a little bit, then grew. And of course, you just see wicks on top, nice green candle, sideways slide, and then more push up, a little more digestion, more push up, a little more digestion, and then of course hitting the top. And when it hit that top, it showed you it was a spinning top, and hit that peak and then started hammering down. So the smart people saw that. They saw that first red candle and it was danger, danger, danger. Haven't seen a real red candle since all the way back to September, early September of 2020. So when you look at these charts, and again, you can see where it fell off there, where it garnered that power again, then fell off. And then what did it do? It moved above the prior and hit the absolute peak, and then fell off into the abyss at this point. So we will be looking for strong green candles moving up on the weekly chart. We will be looking for that to initiate at some point. Has not happened yet. Can't wait for it to do that. When it does, we will be there with you, cheering it on, and practice trading it all the way through. I just, again, tell you over and over, not a stock calling service, not a Bitcoin calling service, not a gold or silver calling service. We're an education firm, and you got to educate yourself. How do you do that? You first do it by practice trading. And then once you get good and you've proved to yourself what you're doing, it's up to you to determine what you want to do with your own money. But I'm telling you, a fool and his money are soon parted. And someone who doesn't know what they're doing, throwing money at this, you would be one of these guys right here at that high of $69,000 who believe Bitcoin's going to go up to $300,000 this year. Well, guess what? Charts told you different, but you didn't believe it. Now you're somewhere around the neighborhood of what? $19,000, $20,000. You got hammered. No reason for that to happen if you can read a chart, but you got to learn how to do it. That's what we're here for. Every day, 10 to 15 minutes, that's all we ask. Appreciate the Patreon supporters who always get these reports early. God bless my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.